We're back at it in Las Vegas at 2024 Mountain West Football Media Days. Second half, ready to kick this thing off. We are joined now here on set by the Colorado State Rams, looking to get back to a bowl game for the first time since 2017. And two guys who will help lead that charge in Fort Collins are kind enough to make time for us here on the Mountain West Network. Torrey Horton, graduate wide receiver, and Jack Howell, senior defensive back for the Rams. Fellas, it's great having you on here. Thanks for making time for us.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about the rise of Ram football. And since Jay Norvell has taken over a couple of years ago, gotten better each and every year. And I know Jay very well, and I know he wanted it to be even quicker, but the progress is that way. What defines success this year, Jack, under Jay Norvell in his third season?
Right. I think there's a lot of different aspects of success and the ways you can look at it, but ultimately it comes down to winning football games. And CSU fans are craving winning not only football games, but the rivalry games and making a bowl game appearance. So, you know, this year is all about winning games, but especially beating teams like Wyoming, Air Force, CU, and then ultimately moving on and making a good bowl game and winning that as well.
Torrey, you've been around Coach for a long time, dating back to stop at Nevada. What makes him the type of coach that he is the right guy to get Ram football back into a championship conversation each and every season?
I just want to say, like, his winning mentality. You know, he knows how to win, and the steps and process that he's taking, you could tell he cares so much about the team and the program, and he has, you know, he has a script and, you know, the secrets to winning, and, you know, just his background, you know, him coaching at the next level and playing at the next level, he has the experience of, you know, a winning culture, and that's what he's implementing to the program now, and there's a lot of guys getting into it. So people love how he is and how he carries himself and the competitiveness that he brings to the team.
Jack, you led the team in tackles last season, ranked second in the Mountain West. What have you done this offseason to make this season even better than what you put out there last year? Yeah,
for sure. I think you know, it comes down to just putting in that extra work. We call it EW every time, and you know, every team is working hard out there. Every team is doing all they can to prepare for the season, but you know, who's going to go that extra step, that extra mile? And you know, at this point in my career too, you know, I'm not just looking at myself. I'm looking at my teammates and kind of preparing them to take over when I'm gone. And not only that, but preparing them for this season as well. You know, we got a lot of young guys that can help us this year, but we got a lot of vets too who, you know, we're going to have to count on. And I know they're super excited, you know, going into their third year. And, you know, we got some things to prove this year, and we're really looking forward to doing it.
Yeah, well, you talk about some of those young guys needing them to step up in addition to those veteran guys. Boom Jock, sophomore, poised for a big season this year. Last year at 34 tackles. What have you seen from him leading up to this season that makes you think, yeah, he is really poised for a big year this year and can really contribute? Yeah,
I mean, last year, you know, we didn't really know who Boom Jock was. He's just coming in. He's a freshman. Everyone's kind of trying to figure out what freshman could maybe play, what couldn't. And he kind of got thrown into that role of, hey, you got to step up. You got to do your job. And throughout the season, he really made a name for himself. And this year, it's fun to see him just being comfortable and being excited to step into that role. And he knows he's a starter. He knows that he has a big role, and he's going to have to contribute a lot. So seeing the confidence in him, just knowing that he's going to be able to execute is it's a big focus.
Yeah, always fun to see that evolution from young pup coming in and then finally gaining that confidence. But how about that name? Could you ask for a better name? I mean, seriously, that might be one of the best names I've heard in college football. Boom. That's all you need. There you go.
You guys both named first team All-Mountain West earlier this morning. Probably no surprise to anyone in green and gold. You guys have been tremendous players from the moment you stepped on campus. So congratulations for that. Torrey, you got a chance to leave your mark not only on Ram football, but Mountain West football as a whole, chasing all-time receptions and yards records in both the league and at Colorado State. What would it mean for you at the end of your career to be the record setter in both of those?
It means a lot, you know. Of course, coming from Nevada and going to Colorado State has been a little bit of a journey. But just seeing those, hearing those numbers and like saying I'm up there with the best of the best that played in Mountain West, it's always nice to hear. And I'm beyond grateful and blessed on where I'm at with those. And if I do surpass those, I'm gonna thank the legends before me, and I will greatly appreciate taking on that throne.
26 touchdowns, 239 receptions, over 3,200 yards receiving in your career. Certainly an All-America candidate, a Bolitnikoff candidate for the best receiver in the country. For you, outside of the team success, understanding that does and always will come first, what defines success for you personally this year?
Basically just making the most out of my opportunities. So it could be, expanding a 2-yard reception into a 30-yard gain or a 20-yard gain. Just doing the little things right and making sure I stay consistent through 4 quarters. That's one thing that I told myself I was going to work on more. And, just trying to make the best of my opportunities that I do get, and that could be with the ball in my hands or the ball out of my hands, and that could even be me throwing the ball some more. So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's
you heard it here first.
It's just kind of all around, just trying to have the most impact and just trying to be just everywhere on the field.
Jack, let's talk about Henry Blackburn, a guy you've been with for a while at CSU, was an All-Mountain West honorable mention last year. How have you seen him just continue to grow this offseason and what he will bring to this defense once again?
Yeah, I always love when people bring up Henry because I don't think he gets enough credit. He's really the backbone of our team. If you go in the locker room, you'd understand what I'm talking about. I mean, he's always got all the juice, all the energy. He's setting the tone. Everyone looks to Henry when you need a big play and you need some energy, and Henry's that guy. And to be able to see him develop over the 3 years, going into 4, playing with him, it's everything. He's one of my best friends, and I've had his back through the whole experience last year and kind of some of the stuff that he went through, and he's always had my back. And for him to just develop into the player that he is now, it's really special to see him.
How special is it for you to be a part of a group where you've got guys like that despite what may happen sometimes on the field and off the field, he still is going to show up as himself day in and day out and be that leader for this team, but also for him too, like knowing that you guys are going to be there and have his back and make sure that he keeps bringing that juice.
Yeah, I think that's what a family does is, when someone's feeling down, your family members pick you up. And when you have a brotherhood like that, when you got 100 people that can rely on each other, that's a huge thing. And I think at Colorado State, that's kind of something we've tried to implement. Is it's a big family. And I tell the young guys all the time, text me whenever throughout the night, call me, like I'll be there for you. If you have a problem, you come to me first, and we'll get it figured out. And I think that's all about being a captain, is being there for your guys and having that much more love for them.
For the both of you, what makes you the most proud about that culture that you have helped instill during your time at CSU? Jack, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it's just something bigger than you, right? You want to leave a legacy of where you're at and leave something better than when you started, when it came in. And I think we've done a good job of that, is instilling a culture that CSU needs to have, and that's a winning culture. When I first came in here, young guys weren't really allowed to say anything, do anything, and now you see the young guys leading too, and they set things by example, and they hold the other young guys to example. And that's what we want here at CSU, and I'm glad that it's coming together like that.
How do you see that on the offensive side, Tori?
It's kind of just piggybacking off Jack. We all have that role of being leaders, and it doesn't matter, if you was a freshman or senior, 5th year. We all kind of treat each other the same, and it's sometimes where young guys got to tell the vets like, hey, let's pick up the slack, and sometimes the older guys tell the young guys to pick up the slack, and that's just us, all holding each other accountable. We all see each other the same, and yeah, like maybe there's some labels as captains and leadership, but everybody has the room to say something when something's not right, and that's where I feel like we're separate from other spots where everybody can say something and have their own opinion, so we can all move as one, because at the end of the day, we are a brotherhood and we all move as one family.
Yeah, it's important when you can realize that every voice has a value, right? I think that's really cool.
Fellas, earlier today here in Las Vegas, the preseason poll, the preseason all-conference team was released. As we mentioned, you two both preseason all-conference. Preseason poll picked 5th behind Boise State, UNLV, Fresno State, Air Force, Colorado State. How does this sit with you guys in the locker room, Troy? Is that right? Is that too low? You don't care? This fuel for the fire? Where are we at?
Knowing me, I take that as fuel for the fire.
Okay.
So I usually don't care what the preseason's rankings come out to be.
Yep.
I kind of just take it as, you know, if we're not one, we're going to show them why we should be one. And that's just how I carry myself with the mindset. Like, I don't know if they project us to not finish top 3 in the conference, then let's prove them wrong. And then, I don't know, we'll see how that goes when season starts.
Jack, you had a grin.
Yeah.
You had a grin when that poll came up.
Yeah,
Why?
you know, preseason rankings are great and all, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And postseason is where it matters. And how you wind up, it's not where you line up, right? And you know, honestly, it's cool to be recognized and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're just ready to play football. And I know our whole team is kind of tired of talking and kind of tired of listening to everyone's standards for us and what everyone thinks we're going to be, and we're ready to set it.
Well, one guy last year that I think went beyond maybe what was expected was Braden Fowler-Nicolosi. He gets his first start, I believe, in Boulder. Maybe a little bit of surprise, and boy, did he ever fare very well. He led the Mountain West in passing yards per game, started the final 11 games, 62% completion percentage, over 3,400 yards, 22 touchdowns. As a freshman, Troy, you played with a lot of quarterbacks in your career.
Yes.
What sets this guy apart?
You know, he's a go-get-it type of person. You can tell he has a very strong arm. He can zip it if he has to, and you know that's what receivers like to see. And it's a leadership role that he's starting to take a part of now. You know, he's on more of a vocal side, talking with the O-line and running backs a lot more, and that's just something that a good offense needs, is a quarterback who is vocal with every aspect on the offense, and sometimes even the defense is trying to make sure everybody have high spirits and during the game. And you know, it's only going to get better because, as you said, he was only just a freshman last year, and now we consider him as a vet, and we consider him as another leader. And he took on that role to, you know, come in to practice with that mindset of, you know, doing the little things right, and you know, just cleaning up some of the stuff that, you know, we tended to have problems on last year, and that's what the offseason is all about, is building that chemistry and making sure we're all on the same page.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule, okay? And I know we've got some grins now, but you guys have quite the non-conference slate this season, and we already know what the Mountain West schedule is going to bring. But when you take a look at this, you start off at Texas, then you've got Northern Colorado, and I know you've got September 14th circled on there, the rematch we're all waiting for, and then UTEP. When you look at that, what do those first couple of games prove about Colorado State football, Tori?
It's just a great opportunity right there.
It
is a great opportunity. There's no better schedule than that. Like, it's just, that's everything that you would want in college. You know, you're playing at a big house, a powerhouse team for the first game, and then you know you come back and you play against another Colorado team that's close to your area. Then you go and play another rivalry for, you know, a trophy, and you know those trophy games is always important to us, and that's just like a chip on our shoulder to, you know, start off high, and we got to keep that train moving.
Bridget mentioned the intrigue of the Colorado game, and last year it was one of the most watched college football games of the season. They come to your house, and they haven't come to Fort Collins since 1996. Last time that game was played on campus in Fort Collins at a stadium that no longer exists. Jack, as a Colorado State legacy player, your dad played in the 90s, great player. The fact that that game is going to be played on campus in Fort Collins means what?
Oh, it means everything to me. You know, CU told me I was too slow, wasn't big enough. You know, I was right in their backyard, and they told me I wasn't good enough, right? And then last year they got us at the last 2 minutes, and You know, that was a chippy game, and you know, all the crap that we had to deal with leading up to that game, and then after the game, you know, we owe them another game, and we want some revenge. And you know, they thought it was physical last time, then they're going to be in for a surprise this time.
When you think of that game and all the emotions that come with it and everything that leads up to it, what, and I know that it's simple, but what gets you most excited just about that opportunity, Tori?
I just taking that underdog mindset, you know. Going into it last year, of course, you know, they were 30-point favorites, and you got all the celebrities on their side, and it just feels good to go and prove a lot of people wrong. And this game this year is already getting hyped up, and there goes the people saying, well, this year is going to be a blowout or whatever they were saying last year, and that's just something that the team already knows. Like, we're going to hear that even though we're at home, but they're at our place now, and they got to come and survive at our home advantage. And I don't know, I look forward to it. It's a lot I can't even explain. I'm ready for that game.
Troy, one thing I look at you guys' offense that maybe you were void last year, some because of injuries, some because of lack of depth, the running back room. Much different this year. Braden Fowler-Nicolosi doesn't have to put it all on his shoulders to try to get the ball downfield to you. There might be something that keeps guys at bay with the running game. Kobe Johnson is back healthy. Justin Marshall really emerged last year. What about the running back room excites you the most about what that can do for the offense as a whole?
I feel like it's a lot to, you know, bring in. Of course, we get some key players back, and then we also got, you know, the young guy, Justin Marshall, who stepped up big time last year. Both, you know, fast, you know, elusive, just something that could bring the defense down to open up the outside for the receivers, and it's just going to be hard for defense to try to defend everything because our running backs are just so shifty, and they can hit holes up the middle into the outside. So I just feel like it'd be more of an honest defense now instead of just trying to defend the pass. They now have to defend the run now.
All right, guys, we got to talk about the fan favorite. Everyone loves him, Mr. Patty Turner. He's back, okay? He averaged over 43 yards per punt last season. He's from Australia, has a great accent. We love when there's an accent, right? Okay, so how big of a get was it for him to come back this year?
Honestly, besides like football, just in the locker room, it's huge because he's just that morale boost. Everyone loves going to him and seeing what he has to say. It's always something new. It's something witty, and you know he's going to make you laugh. And you know he's a leader of the team in his own way, and you know he brings the spirits up. And it's fun to get to play with Patty, and that accent is elite. It's pretty fun.
The other specialist on your team has a unique story, Jordan Noyes, native of England. By the way, England playing in a soccer game behind us in the Copa America semifinal. It's 1-1, should you care. But the guy from England, Jordan Noyes, he'll be 32 this season. He's a father of 3 when the season kicks off, and he was 15-19 last year, had a long kick of 55. What's the talk in the locker room when you got a guy that's 32? Like, what do we call him? What do we call Jordan in the locker room, Tori?
I just call him old man. I don't know. But it's funny because he looks like he don't look 32.
We should all be so lucky.
You don't act like it either.
You don't act like 32, but it's funny because like they act like, is he really 32? I say, yeah, England. That's 32 in England is like 24 in USA. That's what I be saying. It's probably not true. But I don't know. He don't look 32, and the way he act, he seems like just one of us. He's not like a party pooper in the locker room. He's like chill, laid. You know, he has fun with the guys, and that's something that we didn't expect when we heard a 31-year-old was coming into the locker room, and we were like, how is this going to feel? And like he gets in it, he's like, you know, he's saying what's up to everyone, and he's just a chill person.
Well, that's the culture that you guys speak of. You got a young guy like a quarterback, Braden Fowler-Nicolosi, that has a voice. You got a 31, soon-to-be 32-year-old kicker that is one of the guys. That's a strong culture, and I know that Coach Norvell has something strong going in Fort Collins, and we look for great things from the Rams here coming up this season. good luck to you both, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
You bet. That's Jack Howell. Torrey Horton, 2 all Mountain West players here named this morning here in Las Vegas.
Well, we have got so much more coming your way today here from Circa Resort and Casino. Up next, we'll have the Fresno State Bulldogs joining us on set. We'll hear from Malik Sherrod, the senior running back, and Devo Bridges, the senior defensive lineman, a team that's ready to get back into action this season after a successful season last year and a New Mexico Bowl win. All right, we'll be back.
Right on, fellas.